Hello, and welcome to the Mommy Escape Time podcast. I am Lauren, your host, and I have a 1-year-old son. I started this podcast for any mother who might feel alone in their journey through motherhood. Becoming a mom is hard no matter how you get there, and this podcast is about the mom stuff that comes up in our lives. Listen, enjoy, and connect with us on the Mommy Escape Time podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Mommy Escape Time podcast. I am Lauren, your host, and it is the middle of December, although I've recorded this back in November before Thanksgiving. But I just wanted to say happy December to everyone. It has been a very long year for everyone. So, I think we're all looking forward to this being over and enjoying this season. I hope everyone is enjoying this season. November and December are two of my favorite months. I actually like when it's dark outside and you see all the lights, and we always drive around and see so many lights. So it's really nice to do that as a family. So I hope other people can do that because there's not much else we can do. So who knows? At this point, maybe there are kids in school and maybe there are not in my district. Who knows? This is the day before Thanksgiving. At this point, there is no plan for my school or my district to have the kids not come to school. I'm at a high school, so we're in a hybrid model where kids are in two cohorts and they come every other day. Our elementary schools and middle schools go full day and they stay in one classroom the whole day. But there is no plan as of right now to not continue that going forward. So I'm not sure if that's what's happening or not at this point, but hey, I'm going to assume it is because our school district has really wanted us to stay in school. I'm not really going to comment about my feelings on that. I just hope everyone is safe. That's all I hope for. I know for parents it's hard if kids are home. I know it's hard for teachers if kids are in school. So I hope that there is some happy medium that everyone is happy with. Okay, so if you are new to the podcast, I am Lauren. I am your host. I have a 2-year-old child, even though in the intro it says I have a 1-year-old. He'll be 3 before I change that, I have a feeling. I am finding that every stage of my child's life takes up more of my time. Not in a bad way, but just when they were little, you could just put them down and you could get stuff done. I don't think I appreciated that as much once my child started moving on his own. And even when he moved on his own, I could put him somewhere, and if he got around, then I could just quickly stop whatever I was doing and move him again. But now that he's walking and talking and he's aware of so many things and whatnot, and maybe yelling out in stores, "Hey, mommy, look at that," and screaming those types of things. My time is just more focused on my son. I also really just want to be with my family. It was actually kind of a shock when I went back to school because we had all been together for so long. That when I went back to school, it just seemed like I've been away from my child during the day so long. I've been away from my husband, especially during the school week. My husband works much longer hours than I do. And so half the time we don't ever get to spend any time together until we eat dinner. And then he might have to go and do a West Coast call or something like that. And then I have my son for the rest of the night. And then I see my husband when it's time for bed, and that's it. So we're just in one of those times where it seems tough, but it's also so much fun. My son loves looking at all the Christmas stuff, and it's just so great to see it. And I know I talked a little bit about this last time, but I just really like seeing how my son enjoys the Christmas season. He doesn't even know that you get presents, and he's so excited. He just loves the decorations. So that's nice to see. I hope it stays that way, that we're not obsessed with getting presents all the time. So, all right, let me start. I'm going to do my 5 topics. So here are my 5 topics. I'll start with my first one. If I could have another job and I was not a teacher, I think I would 100% want to be a YouTube star. I think I love watching people on YouTube. I think that they're very talented. Some are more talented than others. But I have a friend that started a YouTube channel, and I think it's just so fascinating. I think it's so fascinating, like literally watching real people's lives, not the real housewives of whatever, but real people's lives and what they have to do every day or what goes through their head every day or what they have to do every day. That's just so fascinating to me. And I watch all different like age groups in a non creepy way. But it's just really great to see how people live their lives and what they do every day. So I think I would be an amazing YouTube star. I could easily document my life if I cared enough to document my whole life. Um, the thing that holds me back is that I don't want to be on a screen one more second of the day. Right now, we're on a screen all the time as teachers, and I just can't do it anymore. I don't want to look at another screen or see another screen when I leave work. I hardly touch my phone anymore after school because I just don't care. Like, oh my gosh, let me just see what's actually in front of me and in real life. Um, but yeah, I there's so many things where I was like, "Oh, this is what I would do my YouTube channel on. This is how it would go. This is what the theme would be, everything like that." Like I would just totally I have it all worked out. And it's so hard because I have all these plans worked out for so many things, and it's just time. I need the time to do them, and I don't have the time to do them. So I'm hoping that someday I will have the time to do them and get to do them all. And my other thing with the YouTube channel is I don't want my son on the YouTube channel, which probably would defeat the whole purpose of following a family around and what they do every day. But I don't put my son up on social media at all. I have not posted anything. He's 2.5 years old, never done it. And it's just that's my feeling is I am protecting my son. I don't want to put pictures out there or things out there that he could someday I don't want to say regret, but not want them out there. It's just to me, it's not as fair to do that. So it's not something that I do. So who knows? Maybe in 5 or 6 years, I will have a YouTube channel, along with everyone else in the whole world out there. But yeah, I was thinking about that a lot this week. That it would just be so much fun to have a YouTube channel. But for now, I'm just going to keep following people on YouTube. So, one of the other things that I have tried to figure out, and this is like probably like two parts, is that my husband has been trying to convince me to send my son to daycare on certain days so that I can have a day off to get stuff done. And I struggle with this a ridiculous amount. And I've only been able to do it once. And my son is 2.5. He started daycare at like 9 months. I was able to do it one time, and I still felt guilty the whole time. The people at daycare told me I needed to do it because they're always like, "You're the only one who doesn't bring your kid." Now, as a teacher and where I teach, I get the Jewish holidays off. And this year I think I only got one Jewish holiday off because one of them was on a weekend. So one of them, I did send my son to school. That was back in September. I have no idea what I did that day, but I'm sure it was something very productive. Oh, I do partly remember. I did a bunch of cleaning. I cleaned out my kitchen and my kitchen cabinets, and I tried to organize them better. And I tried to get rid of a lot of stuff that we don't use anymore because I'm always like, we don't have enough room. We don't have enough room I can't buy anything new. Not that I need anything new, but even if I wanted something new, there's no space for it. So I really cleaned out our dining room and our kitchen just to get rid of things that we don't use anymore. And I did that. And then I helped my husband with work for a few hours. So that was my whole day off. Not really a day off to me. A day off to me would be like going to get my nails done or watching TV or going to lunch with my friends. But COVID 2020, not really, none of those things were an option at that point. So I couldn't do any of those things. one of the other things that my husband has tried to get me to do is I really hate having to clean the house. We've tried coming up with a schedule where like we clean this on this day and we each take 20 minutes each day and we do clean something, but that has not worked out based on our work schedules. So I think I might have to take a day off just to clean our house because it's impossible to do with my son in the house. And I really don't want to take like 4 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday just to clean my house. But it's also probably pretty selfish to take a day off just to clean my house. So we'll see. But I have so many plans with that. But I I feel so proud of myself that I was able to put my son in daycare for one full day when I was home and I should have been spending it with my child. But I think I felt more refreshed afterwards and things like that. And I know I talked about this a while ago, but about 15 years ago, I hit a brick wall and I had a major concussion. And since then, I've had all these sinus problems, and I've gone through sinus surgery and all of this stuff. And back in August, I went to see my like a millionth ear, nose, and throat doctor. And he was like, "Yeah, you don't have a sinus problem." He's like, "It's definitely a nerve issue in your head." And he's like, "Those sinus headaches you're getting are not sinus headaches, they're migraines." And he's like, "You probably need more caffeine because you don't have any caffeine." Before before I went to go see this doctor, I really did not have any caffeine in my diet. I every once in a while would have a soda, but I would not have caffeine in my diet. So he recommended that I get like a unsweetened iced tea and try and have that like mid morning, especially since I'm on the computer all the time now, getting migraines all the time. This was something that was helping. That has helped a ridiculous amount, and it's kind of shocking. But it's also given me way more energy throughout the day, and not the caffeine, but just not having the serious migraine headaches all the time, where it makes you exhausted all the time. And that's why it always presented as a sinus headache because I was always so tired. But I was always so tired because I had to keep my eyes open, and my nerve issue is like right behind my eyes. So I did not get to go to the neurologist like I had planned, but in 2021 I will be going to the neurologist. So I'm working on that. My appointment got canceled because of a COVID related thing, so there was nothing I could do. I had to. There was like an outbreak at, I don't want to say an outbreak, but there was a situation with a student in my classroom, and I did not feel comfortable going to a doctor in person to have an appointment, and neurologists will only see you in person. So I think having that extra energy for my child has made it easier on me in general because I'm more present on the times that I do have my child. So it didn't feel so horrible when I took a day to have my son at daycare. And I kept him the whole time that he normally would be there. Normally, if I even thought about doing that, I would say I would pick him up at lunchtime so he could come home, have lunch, and have his nap here. But that takes up time too because we have to be quieter in the house when he's napping and things like that. So I feel like an adult that I was able to leave my child at daycare. I'm very happy about that. So the next two things on my list, I literally have no idea what they are. So I'm going to have to come up with other things. But one of the things that says that I have a 14-year memory on Facebook, which kind of like scares me that I have been on Facebook for over 14 years. I was one of the, I don't want to say original people, but when it stopped becoming such a horrible dating app, basically Facebook started like Tinder does, like swipe right, swipe left, basically cute, not cute, and then turned into this like whole social media thing. But when it first started in social media, you could only join if you had a college email address. And it was my senior year of college. And someone was like, "Oh, you got to go on this." And I was like, "All right, sure." And they like set it all up for me. So it's so weird to think way back in college that I had this digital footprint of Facebook. And I know that there's so much that I removed because, when you're at college, you post certain pictures of you, you know, partying. And I had to take that down because then after college, I had to get a job and I didn't want someone to see that I was partying it up on Facebook all the time. So, which is so ironic because I really did not party that much, and nor did I ever really drink that much. I don't even drink at all now, so I just it's one of those things that I have no issue cutting out of my life. I don't see any importance of it, and I would like to teach my child that there's no importance of it, nor that if you have a bad day, you should have a drink. I never want that to be the focus of my life. I'm still working on social media and sugar not being such a focus on my life. So I would not want to add one more thing back in to the mix. I'm trying to cut out to have the important things like family be around. All right, so I'll move into another topic that I'm totally making up off the top of my head, and it's 2021. My husband and I have talked a lot about 2021 and what we're going to do and things like that. I do have a trip planned to Disney in the summer, which my husband and I have already pretty much decided that we're not going to do. We really want, if we're going to spend the money at Disney, we want it to be worth the money. So I don't think that we're going to end up going in 2021, which is kind of sad because I've wanted to take my son to Disney forever, and he'll be 3 in 2021 and we won't be able to go. But I'm hoping maybe at the beginning of 2022 or mid-year 2022, we'll get to go then. And that's kind of my hope, that things would be more back to normal at that point. Because even if the country is back to normal, Disney will have different standards that they're going to go by. So it would have to internationally be better for Disney in order for that to happen. And at the end of the day, my son's first trip to Disney is not going to be in a mask. That's pretty much, I would like to see my child's excitement in his face when he sees all that stuff. So that's one of the reasons. So we're trying to plan what we are going to do 2021, and we're kind of both in the boat that we're not doing anything until March. We'll see what it's like in March, and then we'll go from there. So that's when we're going to start planning again. But pretty much between now and the end of March, we're just at home and not doing anything. I would love to go see my brother. There's so many family members I would love to go see that we just can't go see right now. So I don't know. We'll go from there. So plans for 2021, who knows? We'll see. You never know. All right, so let me talk to you about the last episode of the year is going to be in 2 weeks, and it's just kind of wrapping up 2020. As horrible as 2020 has been, there have been some really great parts of 2020 for me, and they're all kind of like bittersweet because of 2020. There's only like 1 or 2 memories I have of 2020 that are not bittersweet, that don't have like some good and bad piece to it. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that episode and put it up for you guys. And then we'll start off 2021. I'm hoping that, I don't think in 2020 I had a guest one time on the podcast. I literally just talked the whole time. I'm pretty sure for right now that in 2021, I'm going to keep up the every other week schedule. I wish I could do every week. It's just not possible with my work schedule right now. I just have to work more. There's no other way around it. I have to work more in the current model that we're in. If in March 1st that, everything is back to normal, then yeah, I could probably do every week. But I know that's not going to happen, so I can't promise that. So for the time being, it's every other week. I am going to try to get guests on. It's actually one of my goals over the Christmas break is to work on that, to try and get some episodes up just about with other people, because that'll be a whole week and a half that I won't be on my computer. So I'm just hoping that's a possibility. All right, so that is going to end this show, but I always end with something that I'm enjoy about my son right now. My son, I love how he's learning new words. I was very nervous about I don't want to say he had a delay in speech, but he kept things to himself for a little longer than I had anticipated. And so now he's very good at learning new words and multiple syllable words, syllabic words. I hate that word. So yeah, but I just love his vocabulary going forward. He picks it up very quickly now. So I love when he comes up with new words and phrases. So that will wrap up today's show. I hope everyone is enjoying their December and that everyone has a good 2 weeks. I'll talk to you at the end of 2020. Bye.